Hey everyone, how you doing today? Thought I'd take another look at the workshop and see what was out there, and a lot of stuff. In fact, I got more creations to show today than any other previous look at the workshop video ever. A lot of them are smaller creations though, so hopefully it comes out to around the same time frame. But there's a lot of stuff to look at. One last thing I just want to throw out there: if there is one creation that was up on there, it's for a challenge that has not aired yet, so I did skip that one for the time being. Also, this video, I got so many different creations to show that it's going to be hard to get back to some of the previous challenge of SV creations. However, they're on my radar, and I do want to get to them in future videos yet. So I'll try to show some of these creations over time. So to start with, the very first creation here is, if I can say this correctly, the Chronicler-ST Starter CV by Bonedog. And yeah, this one's pretty interesting creation here. If you're familiar with the Janus ASV that I built a while back, this kind of would, it doesn't look like it, but it's a similar idea. Basically, this is a inexpensive starter type of creation that would function as a player base until you put on a lot of parts, and then you fly it away as a CV. So it is a CV. It's just the way it's set up, it's really inexpensive to get into the game early on, and you can use it as a base for a while until you're ready to throw on some parts and leave the planet. So that's a really cool idea. I love this concept. Want to take a good look at this ship here, and we'll definitely want to look at the stats on it too. So I have not looked over the ship yet. I basically just spawned it and parked it here. But yeah, definitely looks pretty cool. You can see some obvious locations, I believe, for thrusters. I think that's what these textures here are representing. Like you could put in a 2x2x4 thruster there. Probably some strafing thrusters here. Obvious turret position on this side here. That looks really cool. I like this round piece here. That's some pretty neat looking block work on the inside of that too. I do dig that. Very, very cool. So yeah, a nice stylish one too. Obviously, this is really meant for gameplay and to be really inexpensive right off the gates. Here's some more locations, I do believe, for strafing thrusters. We'll confirm that as well. I'm almost positive that's the case. And obviously, you got your forward thrusters in here. Some more. That's cool. The author kind of made it look like a thruster, but that's where thrusters go. So obviously, if you look at this, it does not have any thrusters on it right now. Cool looking thruster housings on the back. Again, using the newer set of round blocks around there. Nice pattern and color differences. Cool looking texture lights back there as well. So let's go around this side. And there's, yeah, basically I think this would be for down thrust. So yeah, I believe the author just used this particular texture to represent where you would put all these thrusters on the ship, which is yeah, a great idea. That works out good. Of course, it's going to look better with the real thrusters on there than it would with the blocks here, but you get the point, and that's, I mean, you got to do something there. So another turret position, place for a radar. This also looks like it would be a turret position there. And we got a top access point getting into the ship, well, or base, as it starts its life off at. Do have some spotlights embedded in there as well. And all right, so here I'm gonna try the lighting thing some more here. I know not everybody approves of the lighting thing, but again, it can make creations look a whole lot different when you tone down the lights a little bit, although it depends on the creation. Certainly depends on the creation. So inside the hangar here, it looks like we've got a lot of stuff to look at here. So we got a place for a universal constructor. It looks like these pieces are just kind of filler blocks here to make it fancier at the moment, or if you just want to put in a regular size constructor in its place. Location for a Bentaxa tank up there, likes the LCD labeling. Some of the new stuff here with the animated deco sign set. Basic plasma turbine right over here. Yep. 1x3 item there. Got a storage controller here. I'm going to just stick in the hangar here, and let's look at the other side. So it's all asymmetrically done here on the walls and whatnot. So we got a really nice LCD here with a whole lot of upgrade information on talking about placement of all kinds of things in here. So again, it's really designed to get in game cheap and easily. Use it as a base for a while and acquire the resources and things and get this thing airborne. Really awesome idea. Works out well for Empyrion gameplay. We got a yeah, I like how this is done too. So we got a location for warp drive, spare fuel tanks over here. Yeah, I like this little wall here too. That's kind of cool. Another place for another turbine there. Again, of course the upgrade information is going to tell you all about that too. Let's go forward in this room here. Oh yeah, look at this. We've got a place for a medical bay. Got a ramp to get down to the ground. I like the table there too. That's new. Always seeing new stuff. Basic CPU core there. Yeah, very easy to understand what's going on here. Even without reading the information text, you can really figure out how this thing is set up here. You got Wi-Fi over here. Cool looking light fixture in front of that. That's a new light fixture if you haven't seen that one yourself yet. Another basic CPU core there. And we got a little baby generator in here now, but you can obviously swap that out for a 1x3 generator, which produces a lot more power actually than the baby generator. That's what I call the 1x2 one. It's kind of like your smallest generator that you can put in a base or CV. So it's the baby. They get much bigger. Let's go upstairs here. So looks like we've got I believe that's a cargo box right over there. Yeah, it's something I learned too, that if you even try to put in a pilot seat in this, it requires some more resources that, or like cobalt or something like, I forget. But there's a reason to leave the pilot seat out if you're going to do this kind of build as well. It's basically about the resource cost, not the CPU. Then over here we got a food processor and fridge, a little place to sit and eat. And we do have our hats going up to the top of the ship here. I think we've seen that from the outside. Ammo box right over there. And yeah, I think that's pretty straightforward on what's going on here. Obviously, you probably got a little bit more room over here. This might indicate something to this, and it's probably on the information LCD over there. Nice looking cockpit and bridge and glass around the area. Texture lights. Got a black marble ceiling up here. That's pretty fancy. And our main CPU core is right up on the top there, and then up here we've got a location to put in. It looks like a compact shield as well up in the ceiling of this. So, and I'm sure there's more parts I've missed, and I'm sure they're covered on the info LCD over there. Really, really cool. I guess the big thing here, and what this was, specifically built for, let me get the lights back on, is to be quite inexpensive. I mean, less inexpensive than a starter CV. So, although it is a CV and it is a starter CV, it's just the way it's set up. So, let's take a look at some numbers here. So, unlock level 12, complexity 2. It does not have any thrusters on it right now, so obviously we're not going to see any thruster performance. It's meant to be as a base when you first start it up. It's got 2 sentry guns installed in it. I missed those when I went through it. They're probably sneaking. They're retractable, so they're probably being a little bit sneaky. Let's actually turn that on so you can see them later. And check out. But here's the wonderful part about this. Take a look at your resource cost. 47-minute, 58-second build time. All just basic of basic resources. I mean, it's going to need a fair amount of iron. However, you can get iron from a lot of things. Actually, that's probably one of your easiest resources to get in the game is iron. You can get that from salvaging, POIs, all kinds of iron deposits, which are very common on starter planets and most planets in general. So really, really easy to get this in game. You got all your base functionality in there. I did want to see some other stuff here too. So CPU wise, I expected this as well. So it's a core 1, basically only has your CV core in it basically, and you got a lot of extra CPU left over. So almost 160,000 to put on parts that you're going to want, thrusters, shield, all kinds of things. Well, however you want to outfit it. And you got a lot of wiggle room there. And then, of course, you can add additional CPU cores, bump that CPU up, and deck it out even more and more as you go. So that's really awesome. Here, I'm going to take a look at... I don't know if I should have sorted that or not. I just wanted to see... we do have a harvest controller in here, too. So, yeah. I was just seeing how many boxes and stuff it has. 6 boxes there. I guess we can look at that in a different menu as well. I've been kind of liking to just kind of look over this stuff in the device menu here, seeing what's going on. But yeah, really, really cool. Obviously, you got the ammo box, sentry gun, so it can kind of defend itself from drone attacks early on as well. Now, one thing I have noticed in Reforged Eden 2, and I believe this to be true, but if it's not, please correct me. If you spawn a base in Reforged Eden 2, it will get attacked by just, random base attacks. Usually a couple drones or one heavier drone or something like that will come in at you fairly frequently. I'd say probably about every hour or so. But if you spawn in a CV like this one is, it doesn't seem to happen. You don't seem to get base attacks. So that's just something else to consider. But again, if I'm wrong on that, please correct me. But from what I've seen, it seems to be the case. One real quick sec here. Sorry, I had a cat walk across my in front of me here. So yeah, very, very cool. Let's look at some. Let's look at the storage on here. So it looks like we've got some boxes. We've got spare 1 and 2. Our main input, 334K storage bay there. Another fuel and O2 box, nicely color-coded and everything. Mission stuff, another box. Ammo box, 14K on that. And honestly, that's plenty. I mean, for the most part, an ammo box or 2 will do pretty good if you're not doing combat CVs or something like that. It's going to need a lot of ammo, so don't rule it out. Don't feel you always have to put it in an ammo controller on a build that's not really meant for combat. If it's got basic defenses and stuff, and it's using sentry guns or stuff like that, the ammo is pretty lightweight. You can hold a lot. Even 14K is plenty for what this would do. That's a lot, actually, for what this can do. But that's the smallest amount you can really do. Unless you just put in a single controller for it, which would be 8K. But this is a better bang for the buck, I believe. So we got another box here for boosters and mods. And we got our harvest controller as well. So we got 2 separate controllers. Almost 200K in the harvest controller. Which is really cool to really kind of set up well if you want to put on a multi-turret. Which is likely outcome, actually, if you're building up in the game. It's probably what this position here is meant for, is to put in a multi-turret there. So you can kind of pull up to an asteroid or space salvage or something like that and go to town. And it's already set up. You don't have to swap out controllers or do anything special beyond that. So really, really set up well for gameplay on all its aspects here. One last thing I did want to see is if it came with any... maybe I missed that. I know, obviously, we got a location for constructors there. Deconstructor, I'm sure, there. I was just curious if it came with any default constructors. And maybe I should look in here. I don't believe it does. I believe you're just going to want to add whatever. Even if you start out with a large constructor or small constructors or whatever, however you want to do it. Whatever works out best for you. And something I've been learning, too, like if you're going to do a lot of processing of things, like maybe turn in ore into ingot for your basic resources or refining metaxid. It's better to do that with small constructors because they use less power when they're doing it versus larger constructors. Especially bad to do that with like a universal constructor. They use more power than the rest of them. And if it's just doing mundane stuff that you don't need to use it for, you'd be better off doing it with a small constructor, large constructor, or even advanced constructor. So again, yeah. This is the Chronicler, if I said that correctly, ST Starter CV by Bonedog. Very awesome, well thought out, design here, and the numbers and the price really really make it very viable here for doing a new startup playthrough in Reforged Eden 2. Of course, this would also work in other versions of the game. Usually when you get this kind of creation, they will work just fine. And actually, you know, it does say it does. So this also is for vanilla or Reforged Eden 1. I'm sorry about that. I'm just looking at it in RE2 right now. So, yeah, awesome work there. Oh, yeah, we already looked at the storage. All right, next creation here. This is, here, let me get this turned on. I got a lot of these turned off at the moment, just to save my FPS here. So this is, it's called the Arient Pillar BC1 RE2 by, oh, I didn't do the translation. It is a name I cannot read. It is in a foreign language, and I will update. I will look that up and translate it when I put this video up in the description, so you can know the name of the author. I apologize for that. I failed to do that right now. I meant to. I just had forgotten to do that. So I just totally cannot read the author name yet, but it will be posted with the author name translated. But this is a little guy here, a little SV, pretty stylish looking ship here. I really like how the wing designs were all built here with the with thin blocks and whatnot. Cool looking color scheme there. And the inside of the wings are white and the outside are red. This area here is pretty cool too. It kind of looks like it's could easily be swapped out to add some guns or something there. Oh, I like this little feature here too. This in a couple blocks here to make this little like antenna kind of thing. Radar transmitter. It's a nice little detail. I've seen that on another recent creation, and I thought that was just a really cool little feature there. One of those things that you don't really think about, but I think that's taken. If I can, God, what am I thinking of? The Mirage Eurofighter, I think, does something like that, which is actual like a fighter jet for European countries. Yeah, a little antenna up on the top there as well. 3 forward thrusters. This one looks like it's set up to do the glide type of flight. So, yeah, a little bit different. I don't believe this is going to have... Well, it does have a single reverse thruster. But, yeah, this would be a very inexpensive ship to fly around in. And it would fly like an airplane. And you got to kind of land it a little bit like an airplane. However, because it does also have a reverse thrust, you can... pretty accurately land it. I built something like this a long time ago with the same idea. As the game does not require you to have thrusters in all 6 directions on something that flies, you can kind of glide around, but keep in mind, like if you're in space and you can't strafe with it. Basically, it would fly a lot more like an airplane as opposed to 6-direction spaceship kind of thing. So, but it also makes it very affordable and cheap to get around early game, and I expect this one to be pretty inexpensive, just by what's on it. I mean, there's not a lot going on with CPU using parts in here. And another interesting thing too, this almost looks like it would be a prefab cockpit. It's not though. This is it's got a regular cockpit in here, or interior space cockpit, and then you've got a hatch to get into it from here. And also really cool on how the like the vent pieces were put in on the back there under that glass. That looks cool as well. So anyway, let's take a look at some stats here. So unlock level 7. I believe that's potentially the minimum on a SV. Pretty fast forward. 72. No, it does strafe. I'm incorrect on what I didn't see strafing thrusters when I was looking at it. But this does actually have 6-direction thrust on it. So yeah, I'm seeing strafing and your lift and your down thrust. So I believe they're probably just kind of embedded in the hull. Really high numbers here on your secondary numbers, your roll, yaw, and pitch. Got a detector on there as well. 12-minute, 15-second build time. All your basic resources. Well, not all your basic resources. Just basic resources, would be better said. Very basic resources, in fact. So you could get this in quickly. And this would be just primarily used as a get-around early game starter type creation. It does have 2 fuel tanks. and 2 oxygen tanks as well. So, and we seen the ventilator on the interior space too. So it's going to be good for planets without oxygen. CPU wise, Core 1 got plenty of extra CPU even at that. So you could add some more stuff to it if you want to customize it. Add some guns, maybe an ammo controller somehow. Someplace. I was going to say ammo box. As technically there are ammo boxes for SVs. They just don't show in the parts list, and for why they don't is beyond me. They kept ammo boxes in place for CVs and bases when they went to weights and volumes and the new storage system, but they, for whatever reason, decided to remove them from HVs and SVs. But the part's viable and works in game. But the only way to put it on your creation is to find an older creation that has it, copy it from that creation, and paste it onto your newer creation. And I don't agree with that. I think they ought to just allow ammo boxes to be used on HVs and SVs, and they are allowed in the game, and nothing will flag it as it's got a problem or anything either, as far as I know, unless that has changed. But yeah, again, really, really cool build here. Storage-wise, yeah, let's look at that too. I don't know if it has a storage controller in it or not. Ammo controller. Yeah, okay, it does. Makes sense. Oh, so it's already set up for guns. I was all talking about the ammo. And yeah, it's got it. So all you got to do is add guns. And light weapons are 1,000 CPU. You've got enough CPU left over on this build here to add 2 without going over CPU at all. You could probably add a third and be cool with it. Yeah, 2. So... and it already has quite a bit of ammo storage for an SV, really. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Well thought out again. Yeah, look at that. 2,000 some ammo as well. So yeah, it's all ready to add some guns right now. No CPU, no other changes needed or required. So again, this is the Arient Pillar BC1 RE2 by, and I again apologize, I cannot read the name. It's in a foreign language to me, so I will translate it for the video post. Alright, so next creation here. This one over here is the LF Starlancer by Life Force. And this one, I do know it comes in a whole lot of different colors too. So this is just one of the colors on there. I'll have to see if it has that information embedded in the creation or not. So this is a, I believe well, we'll see. I don't really know yet. So we do have some guns on here right off the gates. We got a couple Gatling guns up on the front there. Really cool looking design and ship. Again, using this X-Wing style cockpit, but to great effect where it's really works with the build design here. We've got some... oh yeah, you can tell this one's ready for some upgrades and things too. You can see you got some small reverse thrusters in there, but it's obviously set up to put in some bigger reverse thrusters in there. And then we got some functionality up on the sides over here. We got a fridge. Looks like our O2 is right there. It's cool the way that's done. I like the LCD over that area as well. The light there. On the other side here, we got a nice name LCD. Phoenix Starworks Starlancer. Strafing. Oh, that's a neat place for the strafing thrust. It's kind of embedded between the wing parts, and oh, we got some side landing gear on here too. Oh yeah, this kind of we got. Yeah, of course we got regular landing gear on the bottom, but we also can side dock this. That is cool. That might be for a distinctive reason. Life Force builds some pretty neat builds that might utilize that. It could have a ship out there that's ready for it. It probably says it in the description on this as well. Cargo box right on the back, I think. Cool looking texture lights on there too. I like the matching the thruster colors. And yes, I also like this design here where it kind of rests on the wing. Keeps that stability there with having the just centralized landing gear on the bottom. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Alright, I'm kind of curious on some of the specs here. Let's, wait, we got, oh, yes, here we go. Here's our, oh, wow. Yeah, okay, we've got like this whole engineering wing inside of here. Wow, okay, so it is really set up for a whole heck of a lot of upgrades and a lot of information about those upgrades, as well as some color schemes in here. What do we got here? We got the charcoal color, crimson and charcoal, and this one is purple and charcoal. Let's see if we got some more of those. I know this thing, I seen it in like 6 different color schemes, but there's a couple there. You might have to actually get up to, that'd be hard to put all that information to the ship here. But a whole lot of information on upgrading and all kinds of stuff to read in there. It talks about, yeah, everything pertaining to that. Plus a tutorial video. If you want to check that out, it is right there, embedded in the creation as well. So that'll really go over everything. And obviously, we've got upgrade stuff for just everything, including a warp drive, obviously. So it's, yeah, it looks like the warp drive would kind of go vertically here, and then you got these areas over here, probably for a, well, there's a shield, I do believe. Yeah, it probably fits. I'd have to look at the tutorial video to really know or read all of this. One thing I want to do here while I'm looking at this, just for fun, let's grab one of these. How about this crimson and charcoal? So I'm going to hop into this LCD here, and I'm going to copy its stuff, and we're going to recolorize the ship. So grab that. And all we got to do is, so basically I hit Control-C to copy that on the keyboard. And then we can go to configure, touch there, hit paste, and bam! Now we got a different color scheme on the ship. So just like that. Really easy to do, and it, yeah, I believe there was quite a lot of color schemes for this actually. Some of those, again, might be just listed on the actual, the post, as it's hard to fit that many color schemes in something this size with, that's a lot of information to put out there in LCDs basically. So yeah, very cool. All right, let's look at its stock numbers. Obviously, it's thoroughly meant to upgrade a lot. So unlock level 7. So yeah, it's like starter here. 74, 23 strafing, 47 lift, 47 reverse, 23 down. Secondary numbers look really nice and healthy as well. So a minimum of 40 on yaw and pitch and 59 on roll. 2 Gatling guns stock. Detector does have 6 fuel tanks, 2 oxygen tanks. 22-minute and 34-second build time with nothing special whatsoever. A bunch of carbon, iron, whatever, all your basic stuff. So yeah, definitely a starter creation here. Of course, that's kind of an, well, no, it actually doesn't say that necessarily in the name, but definitely is a starter creation. CPU wise, it is tier 1. It's got about 1,000 leftover CPU too, or about 900. Which is kind of cool. Yeah, technically, if you wanted to run a little bit high on CPU, you could add a 3rd light weapon to it right off the gates. Yeah, that's cool. Storage-wise, so we've got an ammo controller at 1.52K, which is plenty. A harvest controller at 2.5K, and a box at 125. Got a fridge in here as well. Let's take a look at the devices. Just kind of look over this real quick to see if there's anything I'm missing on main parts. But I think like shield, warp drive, and all that kind of thing is not in here stock, but it's meant to put all that in here when you get to it. Yeah, we already looked at the CPU. Player unlock level was 7, which is, I believe, your minimum. Yeah, very nice build here. And yeah, you can definitely soup it up. Get shields and warp drive and all kinds of things going on there, but bring it in for a very low price. So again, this is the LF Starlancer by Lifeforce. Awesome work on this. All right, so the next creation here, this one is a bigger one, and it let me get this powered up. Again, I had this off for performance issues on my computer. So this is the, let's see if I can say this correctly, the Ballantide, Ballantide by Artemis Rogue. Yeah, this is a cool one. This kind of goes with Artemis's set of these ships here. They're kind of like for different tiers in the game. I did briefly read over the description on this one. This one kind of fits in the ballpark. It's not the biggest one. I think this was meant to be pretty inexpensive getting in, but a lot of upgrade potential in it after the fact. I also believe it's a Core 7 the way it sits now, before it's upgraded with a lot of things. Again, same type of front end design here. You can see there's a lot of Xeno blocks in the front here to take a lot of hits and things like that. We do have a good amount of decent weaponry on here already. Yeah, these are, let me just see what these are. Main plasma batteries. We got, looks like probably if they're matched on the other side, we've got 4 of them. Or more than that, actually. There's a couple more up here. Any more on the bottom? Nope. Really cool styling and things like that. We've got the fire. We got the fire again. These I noticed a lot of these Artemis builds here. They run kind of hot. You know, a lot of flames shooting out of them and stuff like that. They're pretty hot. Just you know, I'm kidding, right? It's, well, I mean, no, they're really hot. Look at that. That'll fry you right there. Even if that was actual real fire. Great looking ship, though. Really, I love the block work, the styling, all the curvy round edges, and oh, this is a neat looking block combination over here too. I definitely like that. That inverted going to this shape with the roundy shape over here. It all really works well together. And yeah, just very smooth, nicely colored. Got some a lot of accents and exterior lighting and decorations and things going on the hull to just give it a lot of detail going on in here. You can see all this stuff running through the ship here. We got plasma beams and fire, and we need some lightning emitters yet too, so you can shoot lightning around it. Why not? It's already intimidating enough. Well, why not add some lightning to the mix? I don't think that exists in the game yet. I said yet. I don't know if it ever will, but who knows? Who knows? New things happen all the time, which is really cool. Yeah, that's a great looking ship here. All right, so I'm going to try to get out of God mode for this here, and let's adjust the lighting and go take a little tour on the inside. Clear up the HUD a little bit. I was asked before. Oh, I better have a jetpack on. All right, so we get into our main room here, and you can tell this thing is just full of Xenoblocks. So quite a tough haul. You probably will need to salvage some kind of POI that was built of Xeno material, or either I think you could buy it too. So you will need some of that for this build. I can tell right off the gates. But that is, as far as I know. It always was in the past, and it probably still is, technically your best material for strength versus weight in the game. However, you can't just go mine Xeno asteroids, so it's one of those things that takes a little bit more work to get it, but it is the best material. The problem with Xeno, the big problem I've got with Xenoblocks is the horrible textures. I mean, some of the textures can work for things, but it's got a really bad texture set on it. So it's very hard to work with as an author trying to make things look nice with it. But yeah, I did pretty good. I mean, you don't have many options with, So yeah, nice room over here. Looks it's pretty open too. So I mean, without being said, there's a lot of room here to add some parts and stuff in this general area of the ship. We also have our CPU cores there. It looks like a fridge, O2 tank, our main core, Wi-Fi above there, more CPU blocks, our ventilator. Before I go upstairs, let's go check out this front room. It looks like we've got a big old generator in here, and we did see a warp drive as well in that last room over there. And then here's our shield and pentaxa tank. As you can see, a lot of these rooms are kind of set up to add stuff or change it around a little bit here, and I'm sure there's a lot of information on that as well on upgrading this. And it looks like we got a this would be a large shield part. now. The new size of large shield part. We got an upgrade slot there for another one. And we actually got 2 large shield parts in here, at least stock. There might be more parts in the ship. We'll take a look at the total shield strength and things like that. Big old generator there, and our warp drive right behind the glass over here. Let's go upstairs. So now we got some more utility function. Got a way out to the back, little kind of a smallest landing deck there. You can bring in some small vessels or something like that. Park them up there and get in quickly. We got a full medical bay wrapped around this area. And I bet you we've got our other stuff, our toilet and shower. Very cool. Some extra room in here again. You can add some more parts if you want. Armor lockers and things like that. Up in the bridge here we got O2. We got actual med bay. And I would not doubt we have a quick access chamber here. This is interesting right down on the bottom here. What is that about? Maybe. Oh, you know, it could be just an extra block space to deploy a drone. Huh. I don't know. That would be my guess right now, because if you're standing here and you want to, it's picky when you release a drone, but if you got some room, it'll let you do it. But if you don't have the room, if it's just 1 block tall, it won't let you do it. And then you would just basically take that drone. I'm just kind of seeing it. And let's see, where would you run that drone? If it was maybe right out the very back of the ship here. I'm just guessing. I could be very mistaken on my guess. I was just kind of looking for like any other quick entry points in the bridge area. But yeah, I think that's what this is for. Again, a guess. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Don't want to be, you know, not trying to make this stuff up. I just kind of what I'm guessing on observation, at least. But and again, at nighttime, that's a neat series of ships to look at night too. They do, but the author does put a lot of effort into exterior looks with the lighting and the stuff, and the fire and the plasma and the more fire and the future lightning. All right. Anyway, let's look at some numbers here. So unlock level 25, size class 6. 31 forward, 41 strafing, 28 lift, 28 reverse, 28 down. Secondary numbers are all in the 30s. 7 fuel tanks, 1 oxygen tank. Comes stock with 1 light cannon. Yeah, okay, 4 light Gatling turrets, and then you got your 6 main plasma batteries. So that's going to be the big bulk of your damage output there, and that's probably pretty significant. We also do have a real long-range radar on here. 6 hour and 46 minute build time is going to require what you'd think it would require for a Core 7 combat CV with guns on it. So yeah, right up in there, you're going to need, you know, of course, your other materials there. It is largely, there's a lot of Xeno on here, basically. 12,000. You will need a fair amount of Xeno for the build, but then again, it's the best material of the game for hit points versus weight, as far as I know, unless that changed in RE2. CPU-wise, it is, I do believe this is a Core 7 build. Looks like it, 584, about 4,000 over that. You know, I'm told over and over again, this doesn't make any difference if you're over by this, or even more than this. So, I guess it's, you know, once you hit a certain level above that, you might get some kind of issues. But yeah, this is nothing. This is nothing over, really. I don't think it will affect any performance at all. Let's see. Just taking a look at the P menu. The stock shield strength on here, 47, 353. A couple things I just wanted to take a look at is the warp. I wanted to see if we were dealing with 30 or 60. So it does have a 30 light year warp drive in it right now. Obviously we did have those 2 shield pieces in here too. Let's take a look at its storage. So we got an ammo controller, 2 ammo controllers at 192K each. We got a harvest controller at 320, and then we got our protection tank and a fridge. So, yep, definitely, again, very combat-focused creation here. Also, it's kind of, there is more description. You might want to read the actual Steam Workshop post. There's a lot more description on the type of combat operations and blind spots, and it talks about a lot of different things. And I do know Artemis does do a lot of testing on these things. Likes to blow up the big old dreadnoughts and create these kinds of ships to do that kind of thing. So very cool again here. Again, this is the Ballantide by Artemis Rogue. All right, so moving on here. Next creation. Let me get this powered up. All right, so this is the USC Fighter RE2 by Striker, spelled with a 1 for the I. So I think this is an unfamiliar author, I think. I could be mistaken, but when I put in the name in my little ongoing list of workshop creations here, it didn't come up before. So I believe this is a brand new author. This is a cool looking SV. Certainly giving me some, I don't know, it just looks neat. It just looks neat. I like how this kind of elevated block wing design is up over here. Cool looking color and texture scheme. Got some nice texture lights in there. And let's take a look at the these. Oh, these are drills. I was wondering if they were drills or if they're just some other type of weapon. But it kind of looks like it does some SV mining here and shooting. So we got some medium rocket pods over here, and then we've got some medium laser cannons on here as well. So lasers will help take down the shield. Rocket will definitely hit that hull, but it looks like you can do some mining when you're out blowing up stuff too. So kind of does more than one thing. Oh, look at this. We got a clone chamber right out in the back to drop you off there when you're, if you're like me and running POIs and get into death loops. This is very helpful to get back into the swing of things as quickly as possible. Let's see. Yeah, we've got an armored cockpit here at 12,000 hit points. That is a pretty high hit point piece. Sometimes I kind of wonder. Let's see. What is a regular block? Okay, hardened steel block. Well, that's a thin block. Let's look at one that's not thin. So I think a full block of hard steel is 1,250 hit points. This is 12,000 hit points, 10 times more. Kind of wonder what you would end up with and how heavy it would be and how ugly it would be if you built a SP out of these armored cockpits. That would be pretty dumb to see, I'm sure. But it would have a lot of hit points. Yeah, anyway. And then, of course, we got R2 over here. Or actually, this is not really R2, but it's an alarm sentry. But in my head, it's R2, so, you know. Yeah, very cool. We got some spotlights, obviously, on here, too. This is a really cool shape design. I gotta admire the shape. The thruster housings look really cool. I like how the landing gear is working out with this. And we got some of the new deco wiring on the bottom here, too. That goes into these other deco pieces. Oh, that's cool. It almost looks like, yeah, it almost looks like it's like landed in a maintenance bay there or something like that. This is very, very cool. Very cool looking ship. No interior, I don't believe. I was kind of looking around to see if there's any access doors. Let me get the bottom side covered a little bit more, though. So we got a box right there. And no, I don't think this one has an interior in it. Okay, wasn't sure. It could have, but I think it's probably used for other parts. I'm gonna just dive in through the hole here. Yeah, this is full of warp drive and stuff. So, all right. Anyway, let's look at some numbers on this. So, unlock level 25, size class 1, 56 forward, 17 strafing, 16 lift, 29 reverse, 14 down. Really good secondary numbers, all in the 60s. 14 fuel tanks, 2 oxygen tanks. Got our 2 laser drills, 2 rocket pods, alarm sentry, 2 laser cannons of medium, both of those, and industrial multi-tool. I missed that. Industrial multi-tool. Plus, oh, so this does salvaging and mining. This is kind of a jack of all trades here. Does a lot of stuff. Hour and 52-minute build time. It is going to need some of these upgrade kits for the mining equipment on it, I do believe. And other than that, yeah, basic, kind of what I would expect it to have for resources. CPU-wise, oh, it is pretty high CPU. Okay, so I know this was listed as RE2, but it's probably if you're not playing CPU, I'm guessing. But I'm not sure exactly what it would take to bring this to a core to balance out that CPU. But I don't think it was really meant to do that. Unless there's some slots or places to put those CPU core blocks somewhere on it. Shields, stock shield strength on here, pretty strong too for an SV, 13,990. Let's see, devices. I want to check out a little bit of stuff about the warp drive. See what we're looking at here. It is an advanced warp drive, so that would be, excuse me, I'm sorry about that. I don't know. You know, I wish I could tell you how many light years an advanced warp drive does for an SV, but right now I really don't know. But it's better than the standard one. I can tell you that much. It might be the same as CVs at 60 light years. I just don't really know, to be honest, yet. I haven't really looked at that. But you know what? Let's just find out, because I just want to. I think I can point at the warp drive in here. Yeah, advanced warp drive. Is he going to tell me anything about that? I would have to look at the part. I'll look at it after the video and kind of learn, so I know next time when I see that. But yeah, again, very, very cool. Let's take a look at the storage. So we got a ammo controller at I can't read what it says under there. Let's put away that. Ammo controller at 125. I got a cargo drum at 219, and basically we got a harvest controller at 125. So basically, I think this was just kind of the ship is set up to not really play around with the weights and volumes so much, or the CPU. It's just kind of, you know, if you're not using that stuff, which is great actually. I mean, you got a lot more options on your build styles and designs that way. You still got to pay for it though in game, so it's not like it's free or anything. But yeah, very, very cool build here. So again, this is the USC Fighter RE2 by Stryker. Very cool. All right, let me here. I'm going to turn off this one a second, and let's get this one powered up. All right, so the next build here. This is the Helios. Oh boy, hard word to say. Matryoshka. That name right there. You can see it on the screen. That's what it's called. So this is a Helios module, I definitely believe. But it's an interesting Helios module where it is a miner right off the gates here, and you can see your 8 laser mining drills. Really cool cockpit area there, centered in them. And obviously it would park in any Helios module bay. But it's really sneaky little trick here is that it can support another module on it here. But, you know, I failed to do the reference. I don't believe this area here would be for a Helios module, though. I don't think, unless it was skinnier. But it's definitely designed to carry that. I gotta, you know, I apologize. I really should have read the description a little bit more on this one. Yeah, I believe this might support a different type of module that you can bring along with this module when you're out and about. So, yeah, that's wild ideas here. Because of the, I believe this would be the width of a standard Helios module. Of course, you couldn't fit another Helios module in that area, so it might be like an Astra module or something else. Again, I apologize, I didn't read that in the description. I'm sure it tells about it. It might even talk about that inside the ship if it's got a info LCD. Very cool looking block work and designs though. Looks kind of all like it's used, but it's not a complete rust bucket. It's just, you know, it's been in service for quite a while and doing its job as a workhorse here. And yeah, very, very cool. All right, so here I'm gonna I think I'm gonna stay in God mode for a second here. Let me adjust the lighting. We'll get aboard, see what's happening on the interior. I don't think it's gonna have too much of an interior. It doesn't really have too much space for an interior. But up in here we got a ramp to oh, that's interesting. Let's open that up. Oh, so yeah, the ramp just kind of comes down there and would line up to your Helios module bay. Got our main core right there. Looks like a controller of one origin or another. Oh, it's even got a teleporter. Very nice. Fridge. Oh, I like. Oh, wow. Holy smokes. We got a full medical bay in here, too. With message boards. Talking about some things there. Yeah, okay. TSA. Trino, Scar, Astra. It's almost like. Oh. Compatible modules for. Okay. So it can actually support quite a few different other types of modules in that back section there. It wasn't, I did guess Astra, but I didn't even think about Scar. And Trinio, I'm not familiar with that module type yet, I don't believe. That's cool. It's neat to see there's so many of the modules and whatnot. Up here we've got a planetarium. I'm kidding. Warp drive right there. Let's go. Okay, and that's just asymmetrical on the one side over there. And over here we've got some cool looking displays and some utility function. And then of course our door to go into the other module that you can bring along with you. Cool looking cockpit area there. Nice visibility for mining. Nice and centered so you can really line up when you're doing this stuff. And you could warp right, or well, I won't say warp. You could teleport right into it too, into the build. I was leaving teleporters out because I assumed they were really expensive, and I gotta really investigate that too. In RE2, I really have not looked at how expensive they are in RE2. They might be cheaper, might be a viable option to put on a lot more builds than I would normally do with teleporters. But it's kind of neat. Like if you're in a Helios or some other ship that creation that holds Helios modules, you could just teleport right in here and take off, which would save you the walk. So that is pretty cool. All right. Anyway, let's look at some numbers. So unlock level 25, size class 1. Pretty fast. 111 forward. Again, you know, if you're carrying around another module, production module, things like that. Yeah, you'd want to be able to move some weight around with you. 19 strafing, 166 lift, 68 reverse, 26 down. Let's see. Yeah, right in the wow. Talk about matching the numbers here. 46 in all your secondary stats or motion stats. 4 fuel tanks, 1 oxygen tank. We've got 6 light Gatling turrets on here, so this is well equipped to defend itself against drone attacks and things like that. 8 laser drills. We do have 4 sentry guns on top of that, plus a detector. 4 hour and 16-minute build time. Yeah, it's actually, you know, for a CV miner with 8 drills and other stuff, that's actually not too badly priced. CV miners tend to be fairly expensive. Of course, this is going to use or need large... it should need large upgrade kits, right? Yeah, advanced upgrade kits, I'm sorry. 8 of those. Yeah, 1 for each drill. That is, if you have laser drills, you're going to need 1 of those for each drill. CPU-wise, 488,000 is set to 499. That would translate to a Core 6. Okay, so not even hitting Core 7 on this one. Yeah, you're 2 basics, 2 improved, 1 advanced core in here. Has a shield on board. 13,187 on shield hit points. One last thing I want to take a look at. Take a look at the warp drive. I want to see what it comes stock with. Standard warp drive. Okay, so this would be, I do believe, this, yeah. Oh, you know, that other warp drive, when I was all looking at it, the stats were right in front of my face on the SV one. So, yeah, 30, oh, and see, I even didn't, oh, interesting. So, an advanced warp drive on a CV and RE2 actually does 50? Wait, no, 30 light year, 50 AU. Oh, never mind. I'm getting that wrong. I know it's still 60 light years in for CVs. Found out myself in gameplay. So, yeah, very cool. Storage. That's one last thing I want to check on. Now, I know this is kind of meant to use a different module for a lot of production and things like that in it, but I'm just kind of curious what it has stock on it. So we've got an ammo box at 14K, a main controller. So that's just a regular storage controller there at, wow. Never mind. I just, I had a brain fart right there. I'm looking at it, I'm like, what did I say, 200K? So, yeah, I guess, yeah, 200K. You got Harvest A and B at 320K each. Yeah, other than that, some boxes and some other just places to put stuff. We even got a freezer in here. Taxi tank, of course. One last thing. Excuse me again, man. Yeah, and I think we already looked at the shield strength on here. So, yeah, very, very cool build here. I think... I'll double check, but I think I might have already added this to the Helios collection. But I might have not. I added one of two creations in this thing to it, but I got to make sure I get both of them. So, anyway, very, very cool design here again. This is the Helios Matryoshka by J. Drafton. Very, very cool. And if I just dawned on me, I don't think I said the author's name when I was going over this. I got so excited on the build. But this is by J. Drafton. My apologies if I did miss that. All right, so moving on to the next build here. Here, I'm going to turn you off a second. And let's get you on. So look at this. Look at this son of a gun. This is the Fist of Lysa, or Lysa, or no, just Lysa. Combat CB for RE2 by Movado. Well, this is a unique design. And I am seeing, I believe, a whole lot of Xenoblocks here. Man, my throat's all sorts of screwed up now, and I apologize. I can't... it's harder for me to mute the mic now. It takes, I gotta reach around and hit buttons, so I apologize for that. Wow, look at this. So it's got a couple of these like pods out here that actually have some, well, at least emitters in them. But they kind of, definitely some weapon mount positions on these as well. Top and bottom of those. So it puts them really out of the way. Let the AI shoot at this. Well, you probably have a lot of bulk armor in this general area as well. We got our main weaponry set up over in this location here on the sides. And then we got a big old wing out here too. Oh, those are all turrets. I thought, when I looked at it from a distance, I thought there was some kind of block work and things like that. But no, those are all turrets. Holy smoke, this thing has got a lot of guns. And it certainly really looks like it's quite a dedicated combat ship here. I'd probably say a late game one. To blow up them dreadnoughts and things like that. So... yeah, really, really cool. Again, you know, with using a lot of Xenoblocks like this, you got very limited textures. You can't do much with the Xenoblocks, but the author really tried to do you know, whatever they could with it. And a lot of this will look really neat when at night as well, with a lot of like, this is like kind of like a texture light right here. Looks like we got radar out the backside over here. Cool looking setup there. And he has some of these new deco pieces here with the wiring and the pipes. Man, I haven't built anything like terribly fun in a while. And with all the new deco and things, and kind of jealous right now. I'm gonna have to build something again sometime here pretty soon. Kind of jonesing for it. There's just so many things I want to mess with. Looks like we also have kind of a small, kind of a landing area on the inside there. But we do have like a larger landing pad up on the top here. We got, this looks like it would go right into the bridge, kind of all glassed off with your armored glass. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Unique design. But it looks like it would be a very effective design too. I mean, with what's going on here, it's got a ton of decoy stuff for the AI to be occupied with while you're blasting the crap out of it. So it does look like a winning scenario here. I did land it too. I noticed, yeah, too, when it lands, it kind of like a I don't know, like a dragster kind of thing. Back wheels, you know, up in the air a little bit there. That's cool. That's cool. You can do that too. I don't know if I've ever done that with a build yet or not, but I have seen other builds pull that off, and it looks pretty cool. Still lands just the same, so it doesn't affect anything about that. Very, very cool. All right, let's get aboard here. Try to get out of God mode. Adjust the lights a little bit. Let's try it around there. I don't know how much effect this really has anymore. Alright, so we get in. Obviously, you got an elevator. Got some fancy little animated things. Deco signs. Obviously, we got a place for... Maybe this doesn't mean... This is probably for a shield part. I see the S on it, and I'm like, but that's the shield. No, this is probably for like a large shield part, I'm guessing. I think that would fit there. And then your main shield's behind that armored glass there. And we've got, wow. We've got some medium, wow, we got some small shield parts and medium shield parts in here, and obvious room for more. And in fact, yeah, these are pretty big areas. This might actually be for a large shield part. The new large shield parts in RE2, early 3x3 on one side, but I think they still are 5 blocks tall, or maybe 4. I haven't used one yet. Then up here, yeah, we got our main shield. And on the front side of that, we got our CPU core blocks. We've got more upgrade slots up on the top there. Probably for auxiliary CPU cores, I'm guessing. And then we got some more small shield parts up in here. You're going to definitely have to look at the shield strength on this. It appears it's going to have a lot. I also believe this is going to be above core 9. I'm guessing. But I've been wrong on a lot of ships lately. I've been seeing some ships that I thought were above core 9 that ended up being core 7. So we'll see at the end there. More shield part and other locations for upgrade stuff. Probably a fusion reactor, I think. You could remove these and put in a couple of the smaller 3x3x3 fusion reactors and reforge Eden 2. Alright, so hold on, was there any okay, controller there. Let me go. Yeah, we already checked out that room. Now we got something visible with the glass there. Let's go up the elevator. Just want to say, oh, that's a little baby gravity generator in there. We got a couple of controllers right here in the elevator. We got a shower that's industrial shower. Well, it's a new part because it's orange. Green fridge. We'll just talk about the colors now. Yeah, and then we're right up to the bridge here. Obviously, you got a lot of room if you wanted to add some passenger seats and stuff like that. Cute little... oh, that's interesting. So you got kind of a way to take a look at the warp drive from down below here, but still have a floor. That's cool. That is cool. And this... yeah, okay. That's just a little... yeah, there's just so many new displays and stuff to look at. Very cool. And yeah, we got a quick, like a drone hatch or a quick way in and out of the bridge at the top here as well, which is really convenient for this. Obviously, you're going to blow up all the dreadnoughts, and then you got to go loot the dreadnoughts. So that's just a nice way to let the dreadnoughts. Or you could come out the back here and bring your, I don't know, SV salvager or something to rip it apart too. So yeah, definitely set up to blow up everything in space and collect all the loot here. All right, let me get the lights back on. We'll take a look at some numbers here. And obviously, too, like, there's more turret positions all over the place here. So, whatever it's set at, I do believe this is a Core 9, actually, now looking at it. So, I said, oh, I think it's above Core 9. I'm wrong. That's good, though. I'm glad I'm wrong. I'm glad you can build, put together something like this, and keep it, you know, right around the Core 9. I think that's Core 9. We'll double check. So, anyway, unlock level 25, size class 3. 36 forward, 18 strafing, 36 lift, 38 reverse, 36 down. Secondary numbers somewhere between the 30s, 40s, and 50s all the way across the board there, which is pretty decent. 16 fuel tanks, 2 oxygen tanks. Can definitely stay fueled up for quite a long time. We've got 12 dual plasma cannon mediums. I didn't know you could put that many on a build. I thought they were limited on medium tier stuff. I gotta check that out. Maybe, you know, everything's been kind of in flux, so what I think I know could be definitely wrong. Beyond that, we've got some specialized modulated lasers. You got some gamma, some infrared, long-range radar on here. We also got a light cannon and light cannon turret on here. 11 hour and 27 minute build time. Does use 4 quantum processors, again, Core 9 spec on Reforge Eden 2 to get those superior cores into the build. Let's see, CPU-wise, yeah, we already looked at that. Just check it out. It's secondary stuff here. Here, let me sort this a second. And I just want to take a look at its warp drive. I've been kind of doing that. It does have an advanced warp drive in it. It's just kind of good to know whether you're getting the 30 light year warp drive or the 60 light year warp drive. And a lot of views, unless you can see it from the edges, it's hard to identify just by sight which one you're looking at. Let's see. Stock shield on here, pretty big shield, 90,774. Oh, we got effects switch on here. It's probably for emitters and things like that. We can see some of that, or even right off the top over there. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was all talking about lightning. Yeah, I guess there is lightning. What's up, Artemis? Where's the lightning, man? It's all about fire and plasma. All right. Anyway, let's see. Let's take a look at the storage here as well. Oh, I must have ran out of fuel on the ship over there. All right, so we've got, looks like 2 ammo bays at 320k each, 2 regular storage controllers at 640, or about 640. Let's see, bunch of boxes in there. So yeah, it looks like it's just, you know, again, this thing is just set up to blow up everything and loot it. So you got a lot of places to dump all the salvage and loot and stuff too on here, and well, yeah, all other stuff: medical storage, oxygen storage box, personal storage, warp drive storage. That'd probably be like hold extra pentaxid, things like that. And that's cool. Nice, nicely set up there. And you know, did I look at the main resource costs here? I believe this is going to use a lot of Xeno, and it does. So yeah, yeah, quite a bit there. You're going to need to do some POI salvaging probably to get this in game and get your. It's not that hard to do, though. I mean, some of you could probably get all this from one POI. A lot of those POIs have a lot of Xeno material in them. Yeah, 11 hour, 27 minute build time. Yeah, very, very cool. So again, this is the Fist of Lysa, if I said that correctly. Combat CV for RE2 by Movado. Very, very cool. All right, so here, I'm going to power you off again. And yeah, there's a lot of ships to look at today and things. There's actually one that's not a ship. We'll get to that last. All right, so next creation here. This is the Palace MK2 RE2 by Garmin. Yeah, this looked really interesting. Now, this just kind of came out. I kind of caught it as I was putting this video together, or getting all the creations for it. And I thought this was pretty neat, and I really wanted to inspect it, because the idea, I believe, behind this one is to have a CV miner at a lot lower cost than your laser drill CVs. So it's using big mechanical drills on it. I've never used one of these in game to know how cool they are. But I do believe, because of the use of this instead of the laser drills, it's already going to take down the build cost a lot, especially when it comes to like advanced upgrade kits and things like that, which you actually have to, I believe, go to stores and buy those or loot them somewhere in POIs. I think that's how that works out. So yeah, this is just, is this on? Did I get it on? I think it's on. Yeah, it's on. All right. But yeah, really cool looking build here, though. I dig how this is all set up here. Nice bridge section, a lot of glass visibility, right centered in the drills. And we got defense here for drones and things like that as well. And wow. Okay, yeah, I like this. Love the curvy blocks in the back. Got a couple of these R2 people out here. They are a technical name, your alarm sentries. But, you know, they kind of look like R2's head a little bit. Quite a bit. And, yeah, then we got a way on the inside over here as well. So, yeah, definitely has drone defense, spotlights for mining. And we got an interior area out here. Very cool looking build. Like the color scheme on it. That kind of bumblebee industrial look. Even got some rusty stuff going on, especially around the drills where all that rocks and stuff are hitting the side hull. You can even, you know, you can look at stuff like this and you can even see that's what the author thought of. That's why these decals are here and not on the backside of the ship, because this would be messy and it would cause that to happen. Just the attention to detail. I always love the attention to detail. All right. Well, anyway, this looks pretty brightly lit on the inside. I don't know if this is going to be effective, me lowering the lights down or not, but let's get aboard. Nice kind of setup here, too, where you can bring like something else with you, something small, and park it in here, too. Kind of looks like a nice little landing pad there. So, yeah, nicely labeled cargo there. 200K controller on that side. Like the interior. Yeah, also some of the new lighting fixtures that are in the game. The square one. Used one of those recently myself. We got a bunch of information here too. Cool. Upgrade guide for everything. So yeah, it looks like, yeah, quite a bit of upgrading as well. I wasn't sure if this was going to be have a lot of upgrades or not to it, but apparently it does. Basic CPU cores, yeah, basically explains all that. It's really cool to see. I mean, it's a lot of extra work for authors to do all this, but it's awfully nice for people that get it on the workshop. And yeah, up here we got generator access. So it looks like is that a baby generator? And you got room to put in a bigger one there. Yep, it's probably came out to dialing in the CPU and power requirements for the build. Once in a while, those baby generators is just what you need and puts you in the right CPU range that your target goal is doing. We got looks like a couple advanced constructors right up in here. Medical bay. There's stuff all over the place. This looks so nice on the inside too. Just industrial look. A lot of detail going on everywhere. Got repair bay up there. Yeah, some medical parts around here. A couple advanced constructors. Looks like our warp drive's on the other side of the shower. Oh no, that's actually a small constructor. It's just, yeah, it just looks like a big old part here. A shower right there. And then we got access directly to that warp drive. Definitely needed if you're going to upgrade the warp drive, if it's a regular one and you're bringing it to an advanced. We'll look at that in the stats in a little bit here. Wow, look at all the stuff over here, too. So we got weapon locker, armor locker, fridge, food processor, place to eat, O2 up over there. Cool look at oh, that's neat. I like how the texture lights are coming through on the bottom here. Yeah, it's just I'm familiar with that texture. It's just the way it's done with the darkness around there. That looks almost like it's a new light or something like that, but it's not. It's just a really neatly done way of doing texture lights. I haven't seen that one before, so I really dig it. I'm trying to put it in my memory so I can try to use that in that idea in a future build or something somewhere. That's right, Garaman. I'm stealing all your ideas here. Cool looking bridge as well. I love the glass design around here. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. All right. Get back into God mode a second here, and let's get the lights back on. Let's take a look at some numbers. I'm really curious on this one. How does this... Oh, yeah, I see. This is considerably cheaper than what I would... what I believe an average CV miner would be. 2 hour and 1 minute build time. Don't need any of those advanced upgrade kits at all. So yeah, this is a pretty neat idea, really. It's I wouldn't necessarily call it a starter miner, but it's kind of, you know, lower level unlock. In fact, let's just go through all the numbers here. So 15 for your unlock level, size class 1. 32 forward, 16 strafing, 32 lift, 16 reverse, 13 down. Secondary numbers, 20s and 30s. 4 fuel tanks, 2 oxygen tanks. Has a fair amount of defense on it. Really shoot down those drones pretty good here. You got 7 sentry guns, plus retractable light Gatling turrets on here, alarm sentries, detector, and yeah, more light Gatling turrets and industrial drill CV modules. That's what those big drills are called. And again, because you know it's not really doing much with the rare resources in here. I mean, yeah, a little sathium, a little aluminum, not much. But yeah, no estrum, zirconium, any of that stuff going on in here either. So it's just an easier creation to bring in game. Let's see here. Our stock shield strength on here is 6509. CPU wise. Ooh, this is nifty here too. Looks like it's a core 1. Yeah, core 1 for a CV miner. That really brings down the cost too, big time. Yeah, it's a neat idea. It's a neat idea. We got a lot of P menu options in the mix here as well. Let's take a look at the storage. Yes, there we are. Okay, so cargo 200k, harvest 200k. Then we've got looks like miscellaneous boxes, kind of all sorted and color coded for various things, with their storage contents on there. I always like seeing this. I don't have to look at open them all up and take a look at them basically. So that is really cool. So yeah, just the right amount of everything, really. I like it. I want to try it. I want to actually try this in game. See how this does. So again, yeah, very cool here. Very cool build here. This is the Palace MK2 RE2 by Garaman. Very neat. Very cool. I'm going to turn you off. And on to the next creation here. This is a really new one, too, to the workshop. This is the RE2 Javelin by Spange. So this is, looks like a fighter, SV, if I were to guess. Different look for what I'm remembering for Spange here, too. The colors... I apologize again on that. I got to get over this little whatever I got. Yeah, different color scheme. You know, by looking at it, I'm like, man, you know, I know Spange builds quite a diverse amount of different types of creations. But this looks really neat. I love the shaping on here, and I suspect it's using structural frame blocks. And I do believe it is. Yeah, these are the 3-to-1 angles. So it is, or yeah, the structural frame blocks you'd find in a RE1 and RE2. So angles you can't achieve in with the regular blocks in the games. Basically, a 3-to-1 ratio on their angle curve there. So we got some. Looks like we got some missile launchers and things over here on this. What are those? Bomb launchers, mediums, EMP, bomb launchers. Oh, this thing's really kind of set up to blow up some POIs, I believe, or some enemy capital ships. Got some spotlights there. We've got another turret on the bottom side over here. It's like a normal Gatling style. Some more up over here. Got our armored cockpit. Oh, I like the backside here too. Really cool shaping on this one. And the color scheme really sets that off too. I like the, it's kind of going with that kind of bold, almost fluorescent green with the black or the dark grays in the mix there. Yeah, it looks really cool. I like the little accents above the top here too. Some curvy blocks for some extra detail and things like that. And this looks really neat too. On the bottom side here. Yeah, very cool. What is down under here? Okay, just some decorative things. I like how the landing gear coming down over there as well. Yeah, nice looking SV. And yeah, it definitely looks like it's set to blow stuff up pretty good. So these EMPs would just annihilate shields on things. Maybe they do hull damage. I would have to research that a little bit more. But then you got a lot of these other guns. These are not Gatling turrets up the top here, though. Hold on, let me get this out. What are these? Laser turrets. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Very cool looking build here. Just kind of just one more quick look. I'm just trying to see if it had any weird. Well, I won't say weird, but like hidden access doors or something like that. Sometimes you see that. They're sometimes can be easy to miss. Alright, well, very nice. Let's take a look at some numbers on this. I'm curious. So, unlock level 25, size class 1, 48 forward, 30 strafing, 48 lift, 24 reverse, 23 down. Looks like we're secondary numbers are in the 40s and up into the 50s. 8 fuel tanks, 4 oxygen tanks. Got the 4 EMP bomb launchers, which are mediums. Oh, rocket pod. Okay, I missed those. I kind of didn't see that. Rocket launchers. Those are on the insides. That's this part. If you see underneath the menu there, that would be those. So rocket launcher pod heavy 2. And then we've got light laser turrets, retractable. And retractable Gatling turret that we've seen on the bottom side there. 2 hour and 1 minute build time. Oh boy. Okay, this one's going to be, yeah, I think it's going to cost a little bit. I'm just looking, yeah, that's a lot of quantum processors. Heat exchangers, yep. This thing looks like it's going to have a lot of neat firepower in game. Be able to do its job quite well. But you are going to have to get some stuff to get this in game. It's also using some Xeno material. That must be part of the other parts. Xeno blocks, I don't, unless that changed. Maybe it did change, but I didn't think Xeno blocks were a valid block you could use on a SV or HV, or basically small block creations. Unless that changed. I don't know. Or maybe just something, one of these other parts that are around here uses that as one of its ingredients, I guess you could say. Alright, so CPU on here. Set to 34,000. Doing 34,581. What does that translate to in core? So core 11. Okay, so it's not as high as core. Seeing so many of those quantum pieces in there was kind of freaking me out. It's obviously it's above core 9, so core 11. And that explains a lot of those quantum processors that it's using. But it's very possible that some of those could be used for the weaponry on here as well. Is why it needs so many of them. Yeah, that's probably the case, actually. I just want to take a look at its warp drive. Okay, so it looks like it has a standard warp drive in it. Shield strength stock 12,578 on here. And let's take a look at your storage. So we got an ammo controller at 7,500, a Pentaxa tank, and a couple storage boxes. So yeah, definitely very focused on blowing stuff up and taking down shields too. It's got a lot of stuff to deal with shields on it. And then you got your hard-hitting hull rocket. Oh, those are heavies. You see, that's probably a big chunk of change right there too on these guys. So yeah, it kind of explains why it needs so many of those quantum processors. But it's not that high, super high of core level. It's it's 11, but you can go higher than that. So yeah. Anyway, very, very cool build here. Again, super cool looking styling as well. The RE2 Javelin by Spange. Awesome work on there. Let me power you off a second, and let's go on to the next creation here. So, got a lot to show today. I mean, there's just so much that came out all at once that I didn't want to miss a lot of stuff. So I'm getting a lot of stuff in here. So this one here, we've got the Cosmo Destroyer Bad Bot RE2 by Fuji, and this is a pretty cool looking creation here. What the heck is that? Sorry, I got sidetracked instantaneously. These are weapons? These are guns? I've never seen these before. Oh, they're missile launchers. Oh, well, that's cool. They like pop up. They're almost like they would animate and come up like that. Wow, we've got some big time stuff going on in here. We got some artillery turrets and good old artillery turrets. A lot of extra weapon positions on here as well. But let's take a good close look at the hull here. See what's going on here. Kind of almost looks like a ship of almost it could almost look like a bit of a sailing ship, the way it's set up, but it's certainly definitely a spaceship. No, this is pretty wild with the landing gear on the bottom side too. Yeah, neat. Oh, look at that. The lift thrust is kind of like designed going all the way along the bottom edges over here. That's a different way to go about that. Looks like we got a big old radar here too. I really ought to just keep this multi-tool out. So many parts I'm trying to identify. Yeah, that's a real one here. We got the actual long-range radar array. I think this is top-notch radar in the game. I think. Oh yes. Oh yes. This is also dealing with. This might be one of the first creations I've seen that addresses this, but I believe this is the base. Yeah, the drone launch pads. This has at least a drone bay in it. I don't know if there's more than one, if that's a thing. I haven't dealt with the drone bays yet, but yeah, it also deploys drones. So if you guys are if you haven't been paying attention to Empyrion, especially in RE2 land here, there's just a ton of new stuff in the game. Right over here. Look at that. This is the actual model in the part for these drone bays. That's so cool. And it's actually, the questions answered already. It's got 2 of those. That's cool. I like that. I love this texture layer along the top here too. But yeah, with the glass, seeing the drone bays through the glass, that is a highly detailed part. And it's almost the kind of thing you would see in Star Citizen or something. Oh, look at that cool looking bridge. I know, I put it away again. Well, that's a wild looking design bridge there. Oh, and it's sitting on the, like this little pedestal piece down over here that's kind of curvy and stuff. Well, that's neat. That is really neat. Oh, look at, oh, I like the beams going across the top of the bridge too. That, what a wild looking bridge. I like that. A lot of visibility, of course, from it too. So yeah, this is kind of like futuristic, like drone destroyer kind of thing. A lot of, again, if I believe all these marks here indicate turret positions, so a lot more places to put turrets. But it looks like it already does have a decent amount of weaponry on it, plus the drone bays. But again, I haven't seen it used yet in a build I've looked at. Ship cannons up front here. And yeah, of course, your missile launchers. Man, there's just stuff all over the place to look at on the hull here. Got some glass. You can kind of peer into the ship in places. And obviously we have, this is just, yeah, this is not glass here. Yeah, that's just open air. So this is like a landing pad. Oh, it's got a repair bay in there already too. Oh, wow. Now, I have heard, I was told that in RE2, at least, that CVs are going to be able to, or maybe they already do, would be able to repair other CVs, which I think is kind of a really cool thing to have. In the past, I believe only bases could repair CVs. So that would be a really cool thing as well. So you could actually build something, you know, a CV that would repair other CVs in the area, which was never an option before. You always had to bring it to a base or a space station or something to fix the CVs. But sounds like you can do that from another CV now. Oh yeah, and the information, yeah, bad bot. Says that over here too. Yeah, really cool looking stuff going on here. All right, so let's. Oh, I didn't even look at this back structure here. That's wild too. So that's your reverse thrust and the wiring for that. And that's a cool looking block thing going on over here too. Cool look. Oh, I like how these lower thrusters are sitting there. Kind of reminds me again a little bit of like a sailing ship. Like that's where the propellers, the rudder propeller stuff would be. So yeah, a little bit of characteristics of that. Anyway, all right. Let me adjust the lighting and we'll get aboard here. I fear this video is going to be kind of long, but you know, there's just a lot of stuff to look at today. So as soon as you come in, pretty angly, kind of techie looking interior here. Got a lot of thruster access points around here. Looks like we got deconstructor up top there. There's another level right above me. What do we got over here? Oh, a bunch of passenger seats with window access. And then yeah, this is into the up close and personal of the drone bay here. Again, tell me this doesn't feel like a different video game when you look at this this kind of thing. And then yeah, this goes into the drone launch pads. So yeah, you can deploy drones. I have not played with this mechanic yet at all, so I can't speak on exactly how this all works. But I imagine that's really cool. And again, I think this is the first creation I've seen to utilize those. And then we're into the hangar area with the repair bay, and then it actually does have. Oh wow, no, it keeps on going forward now, doesn't it? We'll have to make our way back to the bridge too. Nice and clean area in here. A bunch of utility function with O2 and fridge and food, med bay and armor locker. Security over there in a box. Looks like we've got some upgrade locations for. If I were to guess, I think that kind of looks like it's for medium shield parts, but I don't know if that's correct or not. Or maybe it's for whatever you want to put there. Same idea up on these other bays here. Yeah, some interesting angles going on in here. When you get to the front of the ship, it looks like we got a warp drive. Some crew. And Yeah, it's going up into the shield up over here, too. The main shield. Pentaxid tank. And I don't know if that's blocks or not. We'll look at the resource costs. And we got some CPU cores up in here, too. Very interesting build. Unique to a lot of stuff, like a drone carrier attack ship. I guess the name goes the Bad Bot. All right, okay, hold on. I'm missing. I want to get up to the bridge here, so let me get back over here and up into this bridge with a lot of visibility around it. So we've got quite a few people up in here, and these guys are talking over there. Got a food processor fridge up over here, and then to your main pilot seat here. Kind of a neat overlooking view there. I like how that texture light lines the top bay hangar there. Yeah, very, very cool. All right, let's get the lights back on and look at some numbers here. Just curious. So many new things to see. All right, so starting with size class, or I'm sorry, unlock level 25 size class or complexity again, 5, 24, 10 strafing, 14 lift, 10 reverse, 11 down. If I'm not mistaken, I do believe this is a combat steel hull, but I'll have to double check that. 5 fuel tanks, 7 oxygen tanks in there, quite a lot of weaponry. Got some medium artillery turrets in there and medium missile launchers in the grouping. Sentry guns. I believe this is your top dog radar here. 8 hours and 59-minute build time. Your big time radars are uses communication equipment. I have actually found some of this in my playthrough in RE2. I found 5 of these, so it looks like it would take 8 to probably do the whole fancy new radar there. This does actually have human crew on it as well, so 8 human crew. Quantum processors 4. I'd say this is a Core 9 build by the looks of that. So in CPU, well, maybe not. Maybe those are used for something else. So 648,000 CPU and using 641 of that. Let's take a look at the device manager. Oh, it's a Core 7 build. It's a Core 7 build. Okay, so yeah, interesting. Core 7, but it's using the superior cores. It doesn't have the advanced cores in the mix here. There's probably trying to balance out the CPU. These superior cores have more CPU than the advanced ones do. Basically, I kind of ran into that determination before too. So it's a Core 7 build, but it still uses the those quantum processors. Stock shields for strength on here is 24,000, but just about 25,000. We got space drones and planet drones. Again, this is a mechanic I just don't know much about. I don't think they're going to deploy or do anything because I'm in creative mode here, but yeah, it's interesting. I'd like to really see how that works. And obviously, a whole lot of places for more turrets. I'm sure you could put in the more CPU cores. Had a lot of upgrade slots in the build for different things like that. I've been kind of getting in the habit of checking the warp drives. So it looks like we have a standard warp drive in here. So that'll be your 30 light year jump range. Let's take a look at the storage. Okay, so wow, nicely labeled. Well, yeah, kind of labeled storage on a lot of this here. So we've got a whole lot of ammo controllers in here. So 4 ammo controllers. It looks like they're set to about 40k a piece, it appears. And then we got harvest controllers. Harvest 1, 184k, and well, 2 of those are 184k. I wonder if some of these other things are controllers or not, but it kind of looks like a lot of the other stuff is boxes, except for ammo. Well, it says box, but it's really a controller. 96k. And then we got the 2 160s up here for crafting and decon, or your deconstructor stuff here. And keep in mind, this also has a legit like vehicle repair bay on it as well. Just kind of makes sense, you know. It's like a drone carrier combat ship, high tech kind of thing, using latest and greatest of EGS technology. With a big old radar going on in here too. Yeah, very, very cool build here. Again, this is the Bad Bot. Bad Bot by Fuji. Very, very cool. Or I'm sorry, the Cosmo Destroyer Bad Bot RE2 by Fuji. Very, very cool build. Alright, so I'm going to just leave that one on because I think it's far enough away. So the last build of the day, this is a pretty interesting build here. I had to put it in some water. This is the water treatment plant by Drakarisar. Sorry if I screwed up your name there. I've heard it before. I've just... mental problems I think I've got on my side. So look at this. This thing looks really, really cool. This is a functional high volume like hydrogen processing water facility. It actually works. You know, it kind of looks like it's a POI, but it's not. It's a creation that was gonna, like, if you're running a need a lot of resources on what this does. These are all legit parts in here that are scooping up and sucking up water and turning it to hydrogen and fuels and all the industrial water extractors. Another new part in the game. Pretty big part again. And this is also backed up with the a lot of other things going on here. Hold on. Did these not spin? I thought they were spinning before. Maybe I got to turn those on or something. But yeah, it's also using some wind power. At least. Quite a few of those around here. But I just thought this looks really, really cool. This whole design. Again, it looks like it's something that you, like some kind of POI that you might see in the game. But, I mean, this is like a legit working factory kind of thing. And it's doing stuff. I wish I could be more elaborate on what it's doing exactly, but I don't understand it all yet. So I got more learning to do. There's a lot to know with Empyrion, especially when you get into RE2. There's a lot of stuff going on. But that, yeah, really, really cool looking stuff. I love these catwalks and the railings. And obviously when I place it in the water too, these beams are really long, so you got a lot of flex. You can really adjust the height of this a lot on how you want to place it. I just try to pick a kind of a medium height position there. I could have probably sunk it down into the ground a little bit more if I wanted to, but it works this way just fine too. But yeah, really cool looking build here. Look at this front. This has got to be like, I don't know. We'll go in there. It's got one on the back side over here as well. And then we got a central room over here. I just feel like an idiot on this one. Like I'm looking at a game I don't understand, and I'm trying to show it. So I'm kind of at that point where I don't fully understand this. It has been described to me before on how this works a little bit, but I don't exactly remember the ins and outs of that. So, but this, yeah, so cool. Here's some all the new parts of the game. The streetlight set of there's a bunch of different streetlight kind of pieces as well for lighting fixtures. Some of this was put in by the vanilla creators or the main devs as well. So you're getting stuff coming in from RE2, stuff coming in from vanilla, and there's just been a lot of new stuff lately. Go in the center room here. I don't know if I'm gonna want to screw with the lighting constantly here, although this looks it would light up pretty nice too. Briefly, then I'll turn them back on. Got to see the rooms in the dark, so it's got kind of that orangish feel to it. Okay, so it doesn't look too much different. A little more orangey, but this looks like we got a CPU cores in here, a little utility function, and a teleporter. I think that would be kind of a really neat thing. So you could just get right here, get your loot scooped up, and head on back, kind of thing. But this, yeah, again, that's like a functional factory. It uses water to create products. So we got a couple advanced constructors over on this area coming up into the filtration system. Cool looking LCD there. I have seen that one. I think I know who made that one. That is really cool. And then, oh, we got some crazy stuff going on here. I better get back into God mode here. What is what? Oh, that's a turbine. Okay, I was like, at first it's like, what is that? Oh, look at this. We got a pipe bridge coming across over here. I love all the detail accents and stuff going on in here too. And these kind of look like big old water towers. That's actually, I think, what they are doing there, kind of a water tower type of thing. Let's get in this back area here. So we got some storage controllers around the area, elevator going up, and it looks like right out the front. Let's take this upward, up the water tower. I think that's a water tower. That's a tall elevator. Oh, I'm hearing noise. What the heck is that? I don't know. There's something going on in here. It's kind of a mystery. We got some blinky lights there, and it's so tall that you got to have the blinking lights so airplanes don't hit it. Hold on, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. Oh, what's going on here? Big old part. Oh, this is a big old turbine. Okay, that's what's happening. They changed the sound of the turbine. No longer sounds like a some kind of wood shop sander. It actually sounds pretty cool now. So that's cool. It's got that lower pitch humming rumble sound to it. Yeah, definitely like that better. I noticed I haven't been hearing the turbines near as much lately, and that's why. Although I didn't like the original turbine sound. It was screechy and loud, and I think that would just become extremely annoying if you had one of those next to you when you're in a ship all the time. So on the back side, it looks like here I just really fly through the hole here a little bit. Yeah, we've got some more big old turbines in the back area here too. So this basically just is self-powering system that's just kind of set up for looks like a lot of automation, producing. I believe it ends up producing fuel in the end, but don't quote me on that. I really should have read the description a little bit more on this one here. Very, very cool build though, and yeah. Interesting stuff going on here. It's so much possibilities. Well, let's look at some numbers here. I know these numbers, well, I don't know. I guess they could come into play here. So size class 15, unlock level 20. It's definitely would want to be placed in a place that isn't going to get shot up by bad guys all over the place. 7 hour and 13-minute build time. It does need. It's got 8 industrial water extractors on here, 14 wind turbines, and then the wind turbine base is like a 2-part piece there. Heat exchangers. I mean, this is. I'm kind of talking about my pay grade here. I don't know what how this all works and everything. So. CPU wise, it's just a Core 1 though. I think no, wait, maybe it's not. No, it's not. It's Core 4. Core 4. I was thinking 200,000, but that was for CVs, not for bases. So 2 basics, 1 improved CPU core in there. I don't think this is doing shields and that kind of thing. It's just not that kind of creation. But I bet this makes a lot of what it's making. I wonder if one of these constructors can give it away or something. I don't think so, though. You'd probably have to get in here and like set this up to do how it was because it's, being spawned in and things like that. But yeah, I know a player did kind of explain to me a little bit in the past how this sort of works. But my memory isn't good enough to exactly remember. But I know this is definitely kind of like a faction creation, like if you had a whole faction playing on the server, a bunch of people, this would supply you the resources. I believe in like fuel and water and that kind of thing, maybe oxygen as well to your whole faction, and then some. You could probably sell it on the market too. So Definitely an industrial type of creation here, and really, really cool. Again, a water treatment plant by Dracarisar. I've heard the name said correctly before. I apologize, but Dracarisar. Yeah, I'll just say that again. Sound like an idiot there. Sorry. But anyway, that is all the creations for today. And wow, just so much stuff. It's hard to not be kind of in geek mode when looking at all this stuff. It's really neat to see, and some new parts. And again, new stuff every week. Seeing new things. In this case, as of late, a lot of new parts and things, but also a lot of innovation in author designs. This ship here will be the first one I think I officially seen that had drone bays in it. So that is something else too. That's another whole mechanic to figure out and learn. And this would be a good ship to study to know what how the parts are working out, and like the drone launchers and things like that. Wow. Anyway, I guess that's it for this week. And all I can say is have a great weekend, everyone, and I will talk to you later.